Today in this video I'll be discussing regarding the 10 features of Java that you should know as a programmer. So these are the Java paradigms that I'm going to discuss in details. So the very first feature of Java is very simple. As compared to other programming languages like C, C++, Python or PHP or MySQL or database languages, Java is very simple as compared to other languages. We can easily write these programs and we can run on any machine without any difficulty. So the syntax is also very easy as it consists of only the classes and methods as well as the variables which are required for execution of the program. So in a nutshell we can say that Java is architecture neutral as well as it is very simple. Next is object oriented. Java is said to be object oriented as it is implemented with the help of the classes, and these classes consist of methods and variables. So each and everything in Java is an object, whether it is a class, whether it is a method or whether it is a variable, everything is considered to be an object, and hence so Java is called as the object oriented. It is also called as the object oriented program, whereas C, C++ are considered to be structured programming, means they have a particular structure built and based upon that you have to develop the code. Next is robust. Robust stands for the dynamic execution of the Java programs. Means if you have a web application in Java, then at times it may happen that you have to do the exception handling or the error management, memory management, allocation, etc. So in Java there is a special functionality called as the garbage collection GC, which runs after every 5 seconds or 10 seconds, and hence it is robust. Means at certain point of time it is that Java can handle the application by itself. So there is no need for any predetermined execution of the program. So it is robust. Next is platform independent and portable. This is the very remarkable and the most important, in fact the heart of the Java program, that is the platform independency and portability. With this comes the architectural neutrality of the Java. Like in C and C++ we have the source code, and that source code is converted to the machine code directly. But Java works very independently from these programming languages by incorporating a byte code which acts as an intermediary between the source code and the machine code. So this byte code can be taken to any other operating systems like Mac or Linux or any other operating system, XY operating systems, and can do the same operation, same task as you can do in the Java program. Now there is a .class file which is generated, which consists of the byte code which is in format of 10 formats and which is not readable easily, and so it is converted to assembly level by giving it to the JVM. I will come to this diagram a later bit. Now let us see next feature, which is compiled and interpreted. The Java program is very compiled, means high level compilation is done in Java program. A command called as Java C, which is used for compiling the Java program, is done, as well as it is interpreted. Interpretation is done by means of the JVM, that is the JIT compiler, just in time compiler. It is a built-in feature of Java which allows faster execution of the programs. Next is multi-threaded. In Java supports multi-threading, that is many threads can be executing at a given point of time. Now these threads are used for performing certain application level programming, such as if you want to do a test of 1000 users or 2000 users, you can implement in Java by means of threads. Now these threads act in a concurrent manner, like first 1000 threads you can implement in 5 minutes. Next you can put that threads to in sleep and you can execute further more threads. So multi-threaded means in normal layman language, I will say that if you are accessing a smartphone, now while listening to the music, you can also access Facebook, WhatsApp, and other applications. So you are doing multitasking. In similar way, Java does multi-threading of various applications. Means for one particular application, for one PID, it will create the process ID, it will create the threads, and for each of the application, that thread will be executing separately in a concurrent manner without disturbing any other applications in the program. Next is high performance. High performance of Java is achieved by means of the just-in-time compiler, that is a JIT compiler which comes into picture. Now this is a very unique feature of Java, that is the JIT compiler. JIT compiler is used for faster execution and it is available in recent versions of Java like from 1.6 above versions. So in high performance it comes the JIT compiler. So here it is the JIT compiler which comes into picture, and here, that is the fourth point, it is architectural neutral. Next we talk about secure. Java is highly secure programming language, like as it is said that it is platform independent. So if you are taking the machine code or the byte code from one operating system to another operating system, it is vulnerable to attacks like security attacks, or any malwares or trojans may be there with that system. So by using this property, or Java inherently has this security property, like if any susceptible action is found in the program while executing, it will then and there question the system and it will terminate the execution of that program, thereby giving full security to the Java applications. Next, it is distributed. Now this Java application is distributed all over the internet via TCP/IP protocol. Now this Java you can see running on millions and millions of devices, like in your mobile phones, smartphones, and your computers, even your domestic appliances like microwave ovens and your air conditioners, etc., etc. So it is distributed in all of these appliances, and hence it makes a wider range of application to use and to run on the Java. Next, it is dynamic. Dynamic stands for dynamic allocation of the class files and loading them and linking them independently so they work together. Now this dynamic allocation is done by means of loaders and linkers. Now in loaders there are three types of loaders, that is the bootstrap loader, which runs from the bin directory while the JVM is in execution. Next is the extended class loader, which runs from the JRE, that is the lib directory of the Java runtime environment. And final is the class loader of the application, means at application level this will start running the program execution and it will complete the task. So these are the 10 features of Java. Now in this diagram I have demonstrated a Java program, means first user will create a Java program with extension .java. Next, after compilation, that from the command prompt you will run the Java C command. Now there is a Java compiler which converts those program code into byte code for the virtual machine. Now this byte code is in format 1010 or in any hexadecimal format which is not readable by normal human being. And next is it will feed that byte code to the JVM interpreted. Now this JVM, that is the Java virtual machine, is an interpreter and it will interpret those byte level instructions to assembly level, that is the machine code for the real machine. Now this is the actual code that the machine will understand, that what operations it has to perform. Now this assembly level is programming is done by the microprocessors such as the latest or all the microprocessors that 8051, 8086 or some other microprocessors which are in use. So these are the Java paradigms in total. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Thanks for watching this video.